Hi everyone. Welcome to Dyson Dynamics, where sarcasm is required on your application. So, welcome back on our Friday adventure. We had a small roleplay session at the end of our dungeon last week. Jason had to go to a wedding, so he was excited. Yeah, so while I'm doing the Cupid Shuffle with all of our cameras here, Jason, take it away.
To Avernus, the Wizards of the Coast official module. But are we really playing it, or am I just holding this and using it as a? That being said, um, last we left our heroes. They were speaking with the three victims, or survivors, maybe is a better term, of the Cult of the Dead Three. The organization led by Balites, who has been wreaking havoc on the interior of Baldur's Gate. They snuck through a bathhouse and cleared out their hideout and fought the ball spawn who was at the head of the organization. Leaving with them were a few individuals. One, a secretary at Jeremina's law office. Another, seemingly worked in the bar or tavern industry, but no specific career was given. And then there is, of course, the dude who was um, identified as Mortlock. Um, Upon completing their questioning, they went to bed, received a long rest. Jeremina spending some time out in the woods, swearing an oath, and upon which the completion in the morning, she was met with a brief visit by Rhea Mantlemore, the Hell Rider in charge, one of the Hell Riders in charge of the um, Eltguardian refugee camp just on the outside gate, who told her that her morning would probably be busy. And as the party was eating breakfast, um, in burst James O'Sullivan and, of course, everybody's favorite smooth talking bad guy who seemed quite ruffled, Captain Zodge, declaring that there had been a string of murders inside of one of the Duke's manor, and Duke Thelmara Van Thamper was missing. That is where we will pick up.
All right. What do you mean missing? I'm assuming that, well, given that all the guards were murdered, was there any other evidence at the scene?
Um, Zodge will sort of say, "Nobody's been able to find her yet. We're looking. We got Okeb ran over there and has started policing up the scene, securing the site. We don't know quite yet. Some of the staff is pretty shaken up. They survived. The guards, not so much."
Well, I imagine the guards tried to fight back.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, fight being an operative word. They might have tried and then failed.
Or at least look like they would put up a fight, James will suggest.
That too.
Terrible.
Did any of the workers see who came in?
Zodge will say, "We got a very early report. Again, Okeb is policing the site up. I'm just... Oh." And he'll sort of, like, really look rough, for lack of a better term.
You seem shaken.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if a duke isn't safe in this city at this point, Who would be? Worrisome.
Yeah, I guess so.
Mm, it was worrisome to begin with. It's just a problem now that it's affecting the rich. But anyway, is there... Well, oh, you don't have that much information. Has the scene been blocked off?
Okev is on it right now. He's quarantining everybody that's still there. Anybody who could have seen anything.
Okay. So are we going to have to hold off our explanation of the Cult of the Dead 3 to figure out what's going on?
I mean, if you've got anything that's relevant, we can walk and talk. Walk and talk? And he'll look at James. Sure. Why not?
Alright. Let's go then.
Oh, alright. Okay. Um, did anybody have anything else before you guys depart?
The only thing I have is something that we can discuss later. That's if Silk has discovered anything interesting concerning the book that he went over with Shaq.
Yes.
No, something.
Go ahead and roll a Arcana check with advantage.
Get it.
Okay.
Good.
Let me pull up this bad boy's.
You can do it.
I can do it.
You can do it.
I actually made Silk as a sheet on an app, so that way, if we weren't
go.
using Foundry, I could just get it over with.
That works.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Computer.
Computer.
Yeesh, that's a 12.
Okay. So, given the time that you spent with the recovered tomes and sort of pieces of parchment out of the sort of the area that was being used by the microlights and just sort of spread throughout, your suspicions were certainly confirmed. It seems as though what was occurring was this particular cult sect was attempting to manufacture ball spawn, create ball spawn, and create basically, essentially futz around with attaching the type of accoutrement that you've seen on Jetto and saw on the ball spawn that was in the dungeon itself. It seems like there was a level of attempting to create a facsimile of a ball spawn to be able to equip them with these things. All of the magic was being used or modified to try to facilitate that.
Awesome, cool, great.
Yep.
That's it for me.
Okay.
And then, not any information that Marty is trying to grab necessarily, but when she had arrived for breakfast with everyone, EV3's, she definitely looked tired and sleepy, etc. And EV3's armor typically has a humanoid 5 fingers. It has currently been removed and replaced with a more classic robotic kind of grabby hand for the time being.
Jesus.
A little claw.
Yeah.
Not happy.
It's from one of my prototypes. I don't have time to fix up its arm all the way yet.
I mean, that's fair. Especially since we were meeting so early today.
So we go.
We're walking.
Okay.
We're walking and talking.
As you guys depart the field, eggs, you are led on by James and Captain Zodge. And Zodge sort of walking with quite a clip. He clearly wants to get where he needs to go. We'll say, all right, now you said that you all had some things that we could walk and talk about. What happened last night? Do you think it's related to this?
Oh, absolutely, because we found out that Van Thamper is in fact responsible for the Cult of the Dead 3 existing underneath an illicit bathhouse, no less.
All right, well, that's definitely some bold. But why would she kill her own household staff if that was the case?
Probably
I'm not-
someone pulled out.
Someone popped out, you said?
Found out.
Mm.
What she was
Also,
doing.
it could be that she wasn't responsible for disappearing. Maybe somebody else discovered. Yeah, somebody, like Marty said, somebody else found out and decided to take care of it.
We did also. Oh, that was a horrible noise. We did also discover that the different cults of the Dead Three seem to have a rivalry of some sort. So it might have been a sort of gang up usurp kind of thing, maybe.
So what you're saying is it could have been like ball light on ball light violence?
Well, more like
Yes.
ball microlight, but yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. No, but I just couldn't see Duke Van Thamper in any sort of what would make you draw that kind of allegation?
We found one of her children.
Oh, now which one?
The missing one, actually. Mortlock.
What?
Mortlock Van Thamper?
Oh, she doesn't have a son, daughter, Morlock.
You'd be surprised. He had the stone heart, and he was very insistent.
Very emphatic about being related and being family to the Van Thampers.
He's with us. You'll be able to question him. Well, he's in a safe space, hopefully. Not sure anymore.
Yeah, no, I've never heard that name in reference to the Van Thampers before. It's be. Oh, he'll just sort of sigh pretty heavily, frankly, and say, "Do you trust this gentleman?"
In as much as we can trust him, we have a hard time communicating with him because somebody cut his tongue out.
Well, that's fairly unfortunate.
Oh.
Oh, Jeremita, I was worried you were going to be running off because I hadn't brought my checkbook with me. My gosh.
It was real close to that, Zouch. It was real close. On thin edge.
We've just been
walking over to the murder site.
Yeah, we're walking over to the murder site, and we just told Zodge about the basics of what we've discovered.
Van Thamper Manor. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah, I just can't see that this Mortlock character could be related to the Van Thamper. Being a duke, there would have been quite an investigation. I know of Amric and Thirstwell and Edmonton, rest his soul, but I haven't heard of Mortlock.
Silkis is going to turn to Olin and say, "Does Jacques keep the papers of the questions that we ask?"
I would say yes, right, Jason?
Oh yeah. Oh, for certain. For certain. Yeah. Every question that thing spits out, he
Oh, yeah.
documents in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I assume so.
Uh,
No, it's in the desk.
real quick, Van Dampers had other sons?
Yes. Thurston, the other one, the one that died, which we also know about. But apparently Mortlock doesn't exist.
But I thought Van Damper had only like two. I thought Amric was just it.
No, Amric and Thurston.
Well, now wasn't always that way.
Oh, what? Why Van Damper's kids keep dying?
It's just the one. It was an unfortunate travel accident.
Lord.
Yeah.
That's odd.
Funny that.
Well, oh goodness.
As you all make your way through the city streets, led on by Zodge and James in his sleeping cap, you eventually come upon the gate of Van Thamper Manor, which you... Yes, Silka? Is that hand up?
So Silka was also saying, and we found out the hideout, which we told Sullivan, but I'm not sure what will be left of it if you go investigate now, because a series of dragon cultists, Draco fascists,
Draco fascist. Thank you.
cultists, are currently scrubbing the place out, or have already scrubbed the place out by this point.
At least with the gold.
I mean, that seems like a Waterdeep problem. Honestly, I've got murder cultists. Were they bothering anybody?
No, they
were
wait.
not nice.
They waited for us to clear out the entire place before stealing
that-
back Chulton treasure for whatever they
Yeah,
needed it for.
They even checked out and healed to the people we'd left out. But really nice people.
Yeah,
Outstanding, not my...
Yeah, I thought they were quite. I mean, they didn't even try to partialize. They were just like, we're Draco fascists. We think that dragons need to rule the world.
Dragon worshippers have been trying that for forever. I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I wasn't worrying at all.
Okay, excellent. You all come upon the gate, which is familiar to all of you, as this is where you passed a bit of information relating to reporting in the news that may be coming out about the Duke. However, it is much different than last time you saw it, given that there is a bundle, or rather a lumpy-looking sheet that is sort of draped over the area where the guard you had interacted with would have been staying.
Oh.
The gate is open.
Is that a body?
Yeah, we do try to preserve the way that we find bodies in an active crime scene. So, yes, we believe that was the first victim. That is what alerted us to the fact that there had been a problem, and it was all downhill from there.
Alright, I'm just gonna take a quick peekaloo. I just have to confirm some little innocent worries of mine. Ew. Ew. Ew.
Oh, careful now.
Did you do any kind of like preservation magic, or are you trying to purely preserve everything here?
Unfortunately, we don't really have that kind of access to the arcane or patron arts.
Understood.
I am going to cast Mage Hand,
Okay.
and peel the sheet back. I am looking to see if this is Jeddo's handiwork. Everything else is secondary.
Okay, cool. You pull it down. The figure is wearing a serene or otherwise joyful expression stuck on its face. Its death was quick and immediate. You could quickly identify that this was not, in fact, Jeddo's handiwork, as it has been. The body has been stuck through with a single arrow.
Really quick.
Yep.
Just a slight tangent. I knew we asked the name of this guard because I was like, this guard has a name. Jason might not remember, but we gave him a name, and his name is Jack Mahoff.
Oh, poor Jack.
Jack
He had
Oh my god.
he had such a short and beautiful life.
But he
It's
ended. He went out
Jack-off.
smiling.
He did. It's perfect.
Jack off.
Oh no, Jack off, no!
Jack me off.
I know.
It's so weird to hear all three of you sound so upset for Jack off.
Well, this is fun. This is a single
Time to
arrow. I mean, this is a pretty impressive shot, if I have to say so myself. Oh well, not my issue.
Oh my god.
Does anybody else's neck feel weirdly exposed? I'm just kind of. Does anybody have an extra coat? Or like
Silkez will motion at his yet other outfit that has a high collar and say, never.
No, sorry.
Oh my god, I hate set a shirt and she like wraps it like around her throat. Alright. I feel safe.
Alright. Sorry, give me a second here.
She's gonna tootle over to the group and kind of pull everybody in close and look sideways at Zaj. And she's gonna say, "It wasn't our friend." I'm sorry, let me speak up. It weren't our friend.
Oh god, don't. Are you okay?
I'm
Jeremy,
winking.
Are you having a stroke?
Yeah.
No, this ain't what a stroke looks like.
Now you're winking. Are you winking about having a stroke?
No, I could hate all of you. Anyway, it was painless. It was quick. Jack me off.
God damn it.
That. Oh, anyway. Jack me off.
The Mahoff family name, it's...
My
Yeah,
god.
me
No.
too. Like my mom's parties all the time. They're
I know his
really
mother,
people.
Jill Mahoff.
God damn it.
Well, at least Jack didn't break his crown.
Oh my god. We need to create a oh my god. There needs to be a story about the Maha families.
Oh, there's definitely going to be one
There's
now.
now going to be a story about the Maha families.
That would be
Okay, what you see beyond the gate is a short secondary wall, and you can sort of see the rooftops of the Van Thamper Manor. On the inside, you can hear Okeb's deep and bellowing voice, seemingly echoing off the walls and echoing off the buildings as he's talking to people. And Zaj will say, "All right, are y'all done looking at this particular one?"
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Pulled the sheet over him, tucked him
Yeah,
in.
yeah, and he'll
Real sad.
just
Okay.
and
Does Okeb's voice naturally carry like that? Because that's impressive.
It's gotta. I mean, I don't know. Men who are that big, the voice that deep,
Jeremy,
you hear it through walls.
Jeremia.
Speaking from experience on that one.
Well, yeah. There's lots of big fellas up in Luskin.
Oh my god.
Shall we go inside?
Well, yeah.
Let's go.
Where else are we gonna go?
Home. But let's go.
We gotta find what killed, I'm not gonna say it.
Oh, fuck.
Do you think Jack Me Off's gonna lead to some ball spawn?
Die.
No, you're gonna have to kill me, Marty, to do that to me.
God damn it. Okay, that was a good one, Jeremia.
Thank
You get that one.
Thank you. Thank you. This is what the government pays for.
She says that right in front of Zaj.
Oh, no, she's making eye contact with him.
God damn it.
Oh, man.
Zaj will sort of roll his eyes and say, "Y'all sure did get a lot done for a bunch of not adventurers. Come on, let's go."
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
It's
god.
not like we had any choice.
I want to punch.
Anyways.
Oh my god, Olin wants to punch Zaj so bad right now after that comment.
Everybody in the party wants to punch Zaj.
Olin is carrying the bag of adventure badges right now. Still. It's still on him.
Oof.
Yeah, that's why hearing that, I'm
He's
sighing.
using it. He's gonna use it as a bludgeon. He's just gonna wind up.
Oh yeah, when this is over, and like they don't need
It
him
does
anymore,
psychic damage.
Olin's gonna fucking hit him.
Is it... Mark, asking you, is this something you would be comfortable with Jeremina having noticed? Like,
What, that Olin's still carrying it?
well, no, like, Olin's, like, anger and annoyance.
Yeah, Olin, because of the whole thing, Olin isn't used to hiding things like the normal, like, memoried Olin would. So you can see him, like, glaring and seething at Dodge. But he's, like, because he's always quiet and behind everybody, no one ever notices.
Cool. Okay, cool. I think Jermina's gonna kind of, like, meaningfully look at him, but not... You know.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, manner time.
Manor time.
All right. You all make your way around the sort of shorter wall where you see the manor itself, just as you're walking up to it, is a 2-story structure with an additional 3rd story on a tower. And you come into the sort of front gate. By front gate, I mean not of the land or the estate itself, but the front gate that serves the manor. And you are welcomed by a edifice featuring 3 large stone columns holding up a portico. And on your right, you see what you believe to be a stable or carriage house. And the front door is a set of double doors, and you can see that they're slightly ajar. And just in front of the stable house, you see Okeb with some flaming fist sort of footmen, for lack of a better term. No, well, not footmen in the way of like the foot soldiers, who have rounded up 4 individuals, and you can see that one of them is clearly wearing a similar outfit to Jack Mihoff. So it would suggest that he's a guard, whereas the other individuals look to be wearing more civilian attire, though some of them look slightly more uniformed than others. One of them you would very easily be able to identify as the stable master, just based on the sheer amount of shit on the boots. And welcome to the courtyard of the Van Thamper Manor.
Woo!
Alright, let's get these 4 separated and start asking them questions. Let's start with the stable master, Because he's kind of rank, and his house is right there. If anybody saw anything interesting,
It was
I think,
probably him.
yeah, I think he's a good place to start with establishing
And
a
then
timeline.
All right,
guard next?
I'll get Okeb to separate them, and I'll get him over here. I'll be right back. And Zodge will.
All right, let's start with a few questions.
what were you doing at the time of the attack?
That's a good bit. What were you doing?
Did you see anyone enter or exit?
See any suspicious activity?
Suspicious activity, yes.
Do you have any clue why Van Thamper might have been kidnapped?
Was Van Thamper home at the time of the attack? We know that?
Well, I mean,
That would be
no,
a fair question to ask, because
yeah.
she might be missing, but she also might have never come home.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we know she didn't leave that much, right?
Well, maybe if some...
When did you last see Van Thamper?
Oh, that's a good one, yeah.
Because when was Van Thamper home? I feel like that's a lot up to question. But when did you last see Van Thamper? That
Mm-hmm.
it's a little hard to will your way out of that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to ask if he was aware of the connection with the Cult of the Dead 3?
No.
Yeah, good idea.
I don't want to go in assuming that any of the workers know about the work. Because if once they find out, once that carrot is out of the bag, it could mess with the entire investigation.
We don't want to lead them on to... Because once people think that you're in a cult... Yeah, I mean, see how the way we acted with the Draco fascists, right? Like we wouldn't give them a penny or a pound, and now their boss might be a cultist. They're going to be covering themselves, you know? Or they're going to get weird and be in a cult.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do think it's a fair question to ask once we've got a good beat on that disappearance. Is that... I mean, if anybody's gonna know the coming of it's gotta be the stable master. He's the one preparing all the carriages and whatnot. Also, unfortunate
Thank you
travel
for the follow.
accident.
Appreciate you coming by.
Yeah.
Hey, happy to review replacement.
Oh, do you want to ask
Hope you
about
enjoy.
her son's son?
I'm not sure.
Maybe... Do any of the people of the four, do any of them look older? Like they've been in the family for a while?
There is a well-dressed gentleman, who is neither the guard or the very clear stable hand, who, based on his dress, you could probably assume that he is some type of domestic help. And he does appear older, whether or not he's been with the family for any length of time.
I think it would be...
Jermina?
Well, I think we should... If we're gonna ask one of them the question, we gotta ask them all that question. And
Yes.
I think it's fair to ask about the sons, because we do want to be like... Is it... Okay, back in Luskin, okay, separately, a babysat for this couple, blah, blah, blah. It was fine. But the thing is, we'd have people get into arguments, and they'd run off, and their spouse is like, blah, 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 they're missing, when really they're just taking a cool off. So, Van Thamper argues with her sons, because, the cult blew up. Yeah, I think it's fair to ask about the sun, because they just might be inside the house.
True.
So, you know where Van Thamper's sons are? Do you know the whereabouts of Van Thamper's son?
Yes.
Could you name Van Thamper's sons?
I don't think that.
Yeah, no.
It's a fair question. But anybody
I feel like that's a little personal, a little directed.
Yeah, I guess so.
we want to keep it general, and then if they give us an inch, we start to specify our questions.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, yeah.
Then, yeah, if he start to waffle up on the whereabouts, then we can go, do you even know the Van Thamper's sons?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a fan of the Van Thampers? Name all their sons.
Name all their sons.
Yeah. I got you, baby. See, all I do is read crime novels, and you know what? Well, okay, my husband is actually pretty supportive of it, but the bartender would be like, Mina, that's never gonna amount to anything. I'm over here solving a disappearance.
You found a cult and destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Or destroyed the
Yeah.
hideout, at least.
Yeah. Alright, let's talk with stable master, then let's talk to the gentleman, then let's talk to the guard, I guess. And then we'll talk to the fourth person who looks like what?
She is a younger woman in very plain clothes.
So,
Thank you, Daisel, for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome to the
no
family.
uniform or anything?
No, it does not appear to be uniform nor any sort of formality. It just appears to be like the clothes she would go to market in.
And then let's hold the lady for last. Because
Yes.
I got a feeling she wants to get somewhere, and the antsier she is, the better.
I'm trying to think of any other questions. I think those are pretty good, right?
Yeah, I think we've got a fair amount of questions.
Alright, kiddo. Alright, well, we're obviously going to start off with names.
Mm-hmm.
Let's... Silkas, we gonna tag team this?
Absolutely.
Do you want to ask them what their
Well,
occupation
no.
is? Just so, like,
What'd you say, Marty?
do we want to ask them what their occupation is, just so we, like, sort of, like, lead them to the questions? So, like, what's your name? What do you do here?
Yeah, we got it covered. Good input.
Yeah.
Alright.
You guys are obviously better at talking than the rest of us, but...
No.
She gives two thumbs up.
Olin's like, yeah, I suck at talking to people.
Olin just watches. Are we in an open area, Jason, in their courtyard, or is it kind of enclosed?
So behind you have the gate, and in front you have that large portico with the columns.
What's up, G22? Thank you, man. Appreciate
If
the
you
follow.
had to put an estimation on it, there's probably about 40 feet between the walls of the house and the exterior walls of the sort of enclosure of the grounds. So yes, you're in a fairly open. Yes.
Okay. Olin will just do his normal thing of just looking around to see if anything or anyone is out of place for this situation.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right. Ooh, 18 plus 3, so 21.
Okay,
Nice.
so
That's what Olin does.
you notice that the door is slightly ajar, as I had mentioned previously. But in addition to that, there is a window off slightly to the right of the raised portico. So you're right, standing looking at the building, there is a window, sort of fairly large, almost grand, in its presentation, and you note that the curtains are drawn, but one of the curtains is sort of held open in an odd fashion. But other than that, there doesn't appear.
Okay. How far away is that from him? Like, can he like? Is it too far away from the group kind of thing, or can he actually like go?
It's about 20 or so.
Okay, he'll just casually while they're doing their thing near the area, he'll casually like walk over and just take a look.
Okay. As you get close, the first thing you notice is that the curtain on the opposite side of the window was obscuring a break in the glass. And what is holding the curtain to the side as you sort of peek down through the wavy glass of the window is another body of a guard. Someone seemed to have shot a arrow through this glass window and into a guard that was peering through the curtains. And they collapsed down on the curtain and is currently holding it open with their form.
Okay, is there any chance? Because I know this is going to be a long stretch, but Olin's just trying to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a stretch he can understand that if it came from a ground level shot or if it was an angled shot, depending on the height of the broken glass?
Yeah, so he would pretty fairly know that it was a ground level shot.
Damn. Okay.
Impressive.
Yeah, the fuck it is. Okay.
Somewhere Duvanith is like, do I have competition?
No, this is Duvanith.
I think that or Elsie, one of the two.
No, it's Duvanith. Elsie can't use bows.
Yeah,
Oh,
Elsie,
right.
Elsie can't use a bow.
True.
No, dude.
Well, I
Edmonton-
don't know. We saw some weird prosthetics recently.
No, like Duvanith messed them up last night. Edmonton was Carolina's fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
And yeah, like Carolina didn't show up to the night thing. Yeah, like we're
investigating Duvanith's current kill count.
Love it. Okay, Olin will just slowly make his way back.
Hey, baby, Owen. What was that? You gotta start telling us when you weasel your way out, buddy.
What?
I saw you walk over to the window, buddy. You gotta tell us when you're walking away.
There's the body in the inside.
Okay, but you get what I'm saying, right? Where you gotta tell us when you're walking away from us.
Okay. I wasn't far, but okay.
Okay, well, you still gotta, because I like to know what attracts your attention.
He'll just nod and like slowly make his way back behind the group.
So, Olin, did you see anything?
The dead body in the behind the glass.
With an arrow, or could be
No.
a shot?
Fascinating.
Yes, you're right. Mina, they can definitely shoot a bow.
That face. That face was
Sorry.
great.
And so you guys are aiming to speak to the stable master, correct?
Yes, he's
Yes.
our first
Right.
one.
Zod, you watch him and he sort of rallies Okeb and the Flaming Fist soldiers that had been working with the people who remained. And he'll sort of separate them out as you guys had suggested, gesturing emphatically at Okeb all through the process, and then eventually will point at the stable master, who will walk over in your direction. He is a middle-aged gentleman, human, and is wearing sort of dirty work clothes and very, very dirty boots. Sort of a leather apron like thing. And he'll sort of arrive and say, "The captain said you wanted to speak to me."
Yeah, hi baby. I'm Jeremina. This is Silkes. This is Olin. This is Marty. We're helping the, Baldur's Gate on behalf of this investigation. Before we start, we just have some questions for you. But before we get to that, your boots are dirty, and I can't imagine that's comfortable for anybody here. So, would you mind if I just made it
No,
go?
if it makes you more comfortable, feel free. My boots are always dirty.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, prestidigitate the agitate. And she'll magic off the dirty boots.
Okay,
Oh,
the
God.
literal shit falls off.
There we go. That just helps me. Alright, but yeah, I'm Jeremina. Can you tell me what your name is and what you do around here?
My name's Murdam. Murdam. See you taking notes. I'm the stable master, and he'll gesture over at the stables.
Alright. What were you up to last night? About, the time of the attack?
Sleeping, I'd have to imagine.
So you didn't, do you know if you heard any suspicious activity? Got woken up by the horses being spooked?
Nope.
Alright, well, where do you sleep?
Hammock slung in the loft of the stable house.
Okay. She's going to turn to Silkes and she's gonna murmur, we gotta check how much, what that looks like.
Mm-hmm. Was Duke Van Thamper entertaining any guests recently?
How recent? Not last night, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, yes, but also within the last week. Kind of to set up a profile as of who's been coming in and out.
About a week ago, there was some... And he'll sort of think and say, folks from the council with regards to the election.
They stay a few hours or overnight?
Just a few hours. Seemed more like a cocktail hour. You had to guess quite the number of horses and carriages here. We overflowed into the courtyard, but the Duke didn't seem to.
Thank you so much. You're being very patient and cooperative with us. When did you last see Duke Van Thamper?
He'll think and say, probably 48 hours ago.
Is that unusual for you?
No, she keeps quite to herself, but she was taking a walk through the courtyard when I saw her.
Okay. Was Van Thamper home a lot, or...?
She stays at home a lot. Except for meetings of the Dukes, of course.
Alright, so very much a homebody, but she attends business.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that that's a fair estimation. I swear her carriage hasn't had miles put on it in several years. 8, 6, something.
So about 6 to 8 years ago, you say that she started withdrawing herself?
Well, I mean, she's always been reserved, but the last time I can remember the carriage going for a long journey.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Warm. I only have a few more questions. Do you know the whereabouts of Aunt Thamper's children?
Well, Edmonton died a few months ago. I had to say, maybe 4, 5, and then I'll sort of think and say, Amric is here on and off. He still has a room, and then given what Sty told me, it seems like Thirstwell is laying on the upstairs balcony, no longer with us. So that brings
Oh my god.
Duke Van Thamper down to one child.
And what's that child's name?
Emric.
I'm seeing
Oh,
you
that's
in the
right.
bag.
I'm sorry. Do you? I only have. She'll look over at Solkez. I only have one more question for you.
I can't think of any others.
Do you know Mortbot?
Is that a product or a person?
Yeah, sure, we just get an insight check on this dude.
Okay, go ahead. Roll a insight check.
Do it, you won't.
Fish lean down so they can get a proper look at Maj and Duv kissing really quick.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
The redhead is Duvanith, and the Majika woman is Majvanith. Majvanith? Majvanari.
Majwaneth.
And
Yeah,
together
the-
they
the-
are Majwana.
Yeah, the redhead right here, whose face I'm poking, that's the chick who just,
Murdered
Upset.
everybody.
yeah, who just upset a small political scene again.
Small political
Uh,
scene. It's only the second time she's openly murdered.
People in power.
Yeah, princes, dukes, it's all the same.
Third time.
Third time's a charm.
I was gonna say, it's a
She
charm.
killed both, yeah, she killed 2 princes, yeah.
Duvanith. I love destabilizing native governments. Elenos.
Duvanith, I'm better than the CIA.
Not
It's
wrong.
going to be
Duvanith wishes.
an 11.
Ooh.
From what you can tell, he seems to be telling the truth. It seems as though he has feeling and reverence for both of the sons that were lost. Though it does seem like he holds a very distrustful sentiment towards Amric, but you can't really place why that is.
I think Sharmina has some guesses.
Yeah. I'm sure she does.
Jermina will reach forward and gently sort of tap his bicep, and she'll
I'll
say,
be right back.
Thank you again, Nordum. And I'm really sorry for your loss. This is an upsetting time to go through. I hope that you take some time for yourself and you're able to find comfort. Thank you.
Sort of shrug and say, gonna keep taking care of the horses. You know, it's a fortunate thing that the Duke, she outsources our paychecks, so horses still need to get taken care of, and I don't believe she's canceled my contract yet. And it's a place to stay, but good luck. I hope you find who did this.
Thank you. And of course, if you have any questions, I'm sorry, don't look at this. It's a business card, but it does have where to find me. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, and you don't want to talk to the Flaming Fist, you can find me. And us.
Sounds good. Thank you. And take the card and double check that he's okay to walk away.
Yep, you go.
And then he will do that.
No, that was a fun bit of nothing we didn't learn that we didn't already know.
Yeah.
But
well, we know another one of our kids is dead, I guess.
Yeah, Thirstwell, which sounds like he might have been involved, or might have just been an unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
But Edmerton died 4 to 5 months ago. That would have been during the death curse, weren't it?
I think so, yeah.
Would explain. That's interesting.
Actually, I just had a thought. You said that the guard had died with a smile on his face, right?
Well, serene. He didn't see what was coming.
Oh, okay. Because, well, like, the death cultists don't seem to really mind the whole being murdered thing. So I was trying to figure out something I could be helpful with. Maybe try to find if any coins anywhere.
Yeah, well, I mean that's a pretty good bit to follow up on. I think you're going to be real helpful when we get inside, though, when we start the whole forensic angle. Because I talk good, but I'm not anywhere near as smart as you, baby.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
Well, I'm not trying to be nice. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, so nice.
Alright, okay. Let me get one with my handy little highlighter.
What did I miss?
Nothing, baby. I just scooted him out.
Okay.
I had asked if it was possible if Jeremy thought it was possible that the guard that we saw might have been a part of the Cult of the Dead 3, because he seemed pretty serene about this whole dying thing, but probably not.
Yeah, I think less serene, more... I mean... Oh, that's right. You've never seen, like, a naturally dead person, have you? But...
Well...
Not until recently.
Well, and I have seen dead people before. Like, I've been to, like, funerals and stuff.
Okay, so yeah, you know what a dead person looks like when they ain't been murdered. I mean, the guard was definitely murdered, but like,
They ain't been murdered.
They just kind of got a, they just kind of got a face like that. Anyways, let's bring out the domestic help feller.
Did we already ask the soldier questions?
We haven't got to him yet.
Nope.
I thought we were going to ask him next. Okay.
Well, I already called over the domestic help.
No problem.
Okay, the older gentleman.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, after you call over to Zaj, who is, once again, zipping back and forth, sort of managing this situation, occasionally you've seen a couple, sort of flaming fists, lieutenants, sort of higher-ranking people come up to the gate. He's spoken with them. They've walked away. He will send over the well-dressed older gentleman who, will say, hello. I've been told I need to speak with you.
Hi, I'm Jeremina. This is Silkis. This is Owen, and this is Marty. We're helping the guards out on behalf of the city, looking into this disappearance.
Tellerin Dust Follower. Nice to meet you.
It is lovely.
Dusk
Thank you.
follower?
Dusk, yeah, like the sun coming down.
I can see you're remarkably well dressed. Butler, Chamberlain.
I think butler would probably be the most appropriate in today's day and age.
Perfect. What do you mean by that?
No, I've been at this a good long while, and he'll sort of motion at his ears, and you could tell that he's got some elven in there, and he appears to be quite proud of it and is attributing his long life to it. But you can't quite see it.
Oh my god! I've got Elvin and me too.
It seems to be a more common problem every generation.
Oh,
So
buddy.
true. You know, just can't get enough of them. You know, my husband's an elf. She's gonna look over at Silkez, like just kind of getting what this dude was implying. Anyways, thank you so much for cooperating with us.
Silkez is just doing the fucking.
Where were you last night around the time of the attack?
Let's see here. Well, I was. Would you say last night? Do you mean this morning?
Yes.
Well, so I heard a commotion. I was in the kitchen, and I was loading the mistress's meal into a dumbwaiter that's there in the kitchen that will go directly up to her room. And I heard quite the commotion.
What did you do after?
Well, I sent the meal up in the dumbwaiter, and I went into the rear foyer, and then into the front foyer, and there was a sort of flurry of activity, and I ducked away. And when I came back, there was, and he'll sort of go quiet for a minute and say, some of the guards that sort of just sliding down the stairs. And he'll sort of shake his head.
Hey, it's
I'm
okay.
glad the flame, glad the fists arrived when they did.
Was
You-
the attack still going on once the fist arrived?
I don't think so. I couldn't hear any more commotion. They did take a bit to get here. I don't know what alerted them.
Did you happen to see in the commotion anything or anyone of note?
No, I think by the time that I saw what I saw, I think they were already up on the second floor.
Thank you. You're providing valuable information. So loading up the meals, was Van Thamper home, or do you always send meals up?
I know that the lady herself was home, and and he'll sort of, I know that Thirstwell was home, and he still remains, though it seems like the lady of the house may have escaped.
Do do you have any reason to believe that Lady Van Thamper might have been kidnapped? Or...
It could be her chambers don't have any good exit routes. She's never been one to plan for such an occasion.
Do you know the whereabouts of the Van Thamper kids, besides God's rest their heart, Edmerton and Thirstwell?
Amric, he still has a room here. He stays sometimes, but I'd imagine he'd be down at Low Lantern, running her unscrupulous business it was that he would use to drag his mother's name through the mud.
And, Jeremina is, this time going to look back at Olin, and, I'm not sure how well Olin can read expressions, but she's gonna kind of, like, raise an eyebrow in the direction of the servant, and then she's gonna turn to him, and she's going to say, "Do you know Martbot? He'd be a man," and she gives, like, his big description, but she leaves out the missing tongue bit.
He'll shake his head and say, "No, that doesn't quite ring a bell. With a gentleman of that description, I would imagine you'd have more luck checking down by the dock. Unless you think he did this." You said insight?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
8. Oh, wait,
he seems to be...
Yeah, 8. Sorry.
He seems to be fairly sincere with his answer with regards to this. You do kind of catch the hint that he was quite serious about the fact that he would expect someone of that description to be down by the dock. Both means that he's kind of uppity about the whole thing, and then also that if someone like that had been around the property, he certainly would have taken note.
Olin would cough just to see if you can get Trami's attention.
Okay, thank you so much. And she'll turn and look at Olin and kind of, like... Alright, and I just have... I no longer have any questions. My partner, Silke, do we got anything else?
Were you aware of any guests or anybody coming to the house, save for the council members in the past week?
He'll shake his head and say, "No, it's just been family for last night. The election has put quite a strain on the lady of the house. She's been putting quite a lot of work in. There was a fellow that came through. He's been popping in and out. I've been seeing him around the house.
What does he look like?
Middle-aged gentleman, heavier set, bald.
What is that?
Small eyes.
Anything tip you off about him in particular? Any unsettling feelings, or...
No, just the fact that he's been around quite a bit, and I've never formally greeted him at the door.
Interesting.
And I have one more question. Of course, having lived or worked for the Van Vampers for quite a while, I understand that Lady Van Vamper had always maintained a little bit of a reserved attitude. But I understand that about 8 years ago, she started keeping to herself quite a bit. Uh, of course, performing her duties as a duke, but do you know what it caused that change?
He'll sort of shake his head and say, I had always assumed that it was just an extension of her drive, having grown up on the streets and, you know, risen to the station of Duke. You could imagine how someone like that think that any moment of relaxation could, and he'll sort of shrug, cause a reset, a slip that would send them back down to where they once were. She's a very hard worker.
Yeah, I get that. I grew up in Luskin. I used to be a waitress. I understand. Trust me. Well, thank you so much, Teleron. That is all the questions I believe that we've had. This is the business card from my tailoring shop, but please ignore that. But reach out to us or me if you have any questions or comments or anything.
I will certainly do that. I hope the lady is found safe. It's been quite the few years of tragedy at this point.
Yeah. It's all been rough for us, but thank you so much. No further questions. You're dismissed, please.
He will depart.
The second he's out of earshot. He's an elven supremacist.
Yeah, that was weird.
Also, that description sounds extremely familiar, but I can't. I can't find it anywhere in my notes. It's driving
Jason's
me insane.
fucking grin tells you that you're right somehow.
Right?
No, as soon as Telrin Dusk Follower gave the description, I was like, hold on a fucking second. We've known someone that exact description was given about a different person.
Small eyes. It's like,
Was it
I
the
can't
mage?
remember if it. I don't know. I can't remember if it was
No.
someone that was murdered either. It could have been someone that got murdered.
Could be.
I'm gonna check.
Jason will never tell.
He's an asshole.
Sometimes I'll clarify, sometimes I won't. That's one that I won't. Sorry.
That's because it's fucking plot device.
It's done on purpose.
I'm gonna look through my notes later. For now.
So you have the
alright.
soldier and who else left? Is that it?
The lady in plain clothes. We're gonna talk to the lady in plain clothes first.
Last. I thought we were gonna talk to her last.
Sorry, I've got my orders all mixed up.
It's okay.
And I guess now we know that the attack happened this morning.
Yep.
And they were
Which
in the house
is-
as opposed to just sort of like from outside,
Yeah, which is
which I guess makes sense.
what I'm curious about, right? It's guards and then Thirstwell.
Mhm.
I don't know. With an attacker this... I mean, obviously professional hit job, right?
Probably.
Or maybe
think
this
so
is
now.
just the MO of whoever came through.
Nah. Well, I mean, no.
They're
I
very
think this is
skillful,
a...
they are.
I think this is a professional hit, because the servants weren't killed,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's interesting. Well, we don't know that
That's not
servant.
a murder with morals.
Morals being loose term.
It's curious. Stomach's all twisted, though. Alright. Bring in the next feller. Let's bring in the guard.
All right. The guard is sent over to you, wearing a very standard guard uniform for someone who would be working in this area. A description that you have heard before. A gray tabard with a stone heart on the chest. He'll sort of walk over. He's sort of swinging his helm by its chin strap next to him, and he appears pretty frazzled, but not necessarily in a way that would suggest that he doesn't appear to have suffered a trauma, but is definitely suffering from sorrow. And he approaches all of you and says, the captain says that you have some questions for me.
I do. Is there, like, a seat anywhere near us?
I would say the closest thing that you guys have to a seat is that portico that I was talking about with the 3 large stone columns. There are a couple steps that sort of rise up to meet sort of what is like the patio. And if you wanted to generate a step, probably the easiest way would be to sit this individual on the steps themselves.
Hey, I assume you've been pretty much on your feet since your shift started. Why don't you take a seat and then we'll get to talking.
Thank you.
Of course.
Yeah, it's been, he'll sit and then, like, clank his helmet down next to him.
She'll talk, and as she's doing this, she'll unclip her, like, regular water skin, uncork it, and hand it to him. And she'll say, hi, my name's Jeremina, this is Silkis, this is Olin, this is Marty. We're investigating on behalf of the city. We only have some few questions for you. Your name, what you're doing?
Ebris, I'm a, hired guard here at the Venthamper Manor.
What's your usual shift? What's your usual duties?
Well, I'm generally a sort of third into first shift roaming guard. I generally walk circles around the courtyard from 11 at night until 5 in the morning.
Thank you so much. What were you doing around the time of the attack?
He'll sort of shrug and say, was walking my regular beat, sort of making circles around the house, and then I came around from the back and the door was ajar, and Vaughn was there. His hand was in the door, and I ran and got out.
You did the right thing. What you've gone through is undescribably hard. Do you know about what time you went and got help?
If I had to guess, I think it would be around 6:20 or so. 6:30, maybe at the most.
Thank you.
Hadn't heard any tower bells yet, so I know it wasn't 7.
Are you aware if Lady Van Thamper was home?
It's my understanding that she was. We had seen her in the house. It had been relayed to me by someone. Can't remember who. That she was in. So we were running our enhanced schedule to ensure her security. Normally happens about 6 out of 7 days a week.
Okay. And Amric seems to be out of the house most of the time, so he probably won't here.
I don't think Emmerich was here for. I saw him around 12 or so p.m. Probably depart for Lola through the back door, as is per his usual. He never leaves the formal entrance.
Okay. Do you know if there's anybody who might have had reason to hurt Van Thamper or Thirstwell?
Well, I mean, I can think of at least 3 big names, given everything that's going on in Baldur's Gate right.
Yeah, I'm sure we can figure out those names ourselves. Alright, any notable guests over the last week or so? I understand that she had a meeting with council members, but...
Nothing significant. Yes, the meeting with the council members. There's a carriage overflow, that amount, but other than that, there hasn't been anything extreme.
Okay. Have you seen a middle-aged, bald man with small eyes kind of around the property?
He'll sort of think and say, can't say that I have. Unless you're talking about that suitcase salesman from down in the... And he is trying to make a joke and then corrects himself. Is like, his... And he'll say, no.
Jeremina will, like, smile and kind of laugh and, sort of wave at him. Oh, you stop that. Alright, that's all the questions I seem to have, Silken.
Nothing in particular. Do you know if Lady Van Thamper had any other children?
Aside from the 3?
Yes.
Not that I would know of.
Do you know who might?
And he'll motion over at the butler, who you guys have already spoken with, and the girl in sort of plain market clothes, and he'll say that if anyone would know if the Van Thabers had a secret child, it would be the house staff.
And who's the woman?
She's a new hire. Maid. A Sty, I believe she goes by Stai.
Alright, that's all the questions we had. Thank you so much, Avernus. I hope that you're able to find peace, and when we're gonna find down Fang Thamper as much as we can, but no matter how it goes, you did the right thing. Thank you for getting help. You saved lives.
I truly hope so. He'll sort of wave and depart.
What's my business card?
Nope.
Reach out to us if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. Here you
Sure,
go, baby.
sure. It's warm. Warm. Feel
How old do you think he was? He kinda
Oh
had
my
soft
god.
eyes.
Oh my god, Jeremina.
What?
He's just been
What?
traumatized, Jeremina.
I know.
About to be traumatized again.
I mean, isn't tenderized meat?
Call that stress tested.
Oh my god.
Oh, stress tested. Inspiration for a deep cut.
Stress test.
Wait, for who?
We all know
You!
morning sex, but
Me?
do we know
That's like
morning
3 in a row.
Stress tested, Lanton approved.
Oh my god.
I'm allowed to have visual observations, alright? Damn.
God, fucking Tsunami should have been a part of this group.
You know,
God
she was almost
damn
in
it.
the Waterdeep gang.
Huh?
She
No,
was almost in the Waterdeep gang.
Oh
The
my
world could not
God.
handle
Oh my
it. I
God.
can. The world could not handle it.
the back and forth between Tsunami and Jeremina would have been fucking
fucking insane.
ungodly.
And poor Toshio would be like, oh god.
Could we
Would've
go on
been
a
great.
break?
I would like that because, as you can clearly see, a chair manufacturer has not yet sponsored the stream. So, in the
Yeah.
meantime,
IKEA, where
I
you
am
at?
still sitting on the floor.
Yeah,
So
we got
yes,
some sides
let's
over
cut to break. This break brought to you by insert your choice of chair sponsorship here. Please, maker of chairs, call me.
Jesus
We love
Christ.
sitting. We love
Put-
sitting comfortably.
Your favorite chair manufacturer in the
The description
chat.
below.
Yeah. Spam your chair manufacturer.
Oh my fucking god. Alright, we'll be right back.
vote
Hey,
Lazy Boy.
we are back.
I was literally about to say lazy boy, so I guess rocking chair is mine of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what?
Oh yeah, spam your favorite chair in the chat. Because we are Dyson Dynamics and we are back from break as we investigate the disappearance of Thelmara Van Thamper amidst the drama surrounding the Cult of the Dead 3. My personal favorite chairs are Adrian Pearsall vintage mid-century modern chairs. And with that, we will be cutting back to the drama in Baldur's Gate.
Brought
I
to you
have one
by
of them in
the-
one of my 3 parlors. Yes.
well, my 3 parlors. Brought to you by the idea of a love seat.
Alright. Now I'm motioning over a sty.
Okay. She sort of makes her way through the shuffling of the flaming fist guards and Okeb's watchful eyes, and she makes her way over to you, and she presents herself before you and says, "I guess I was supposed to answer some questions."
Hi, baby. Yeah, you are perfectly fine. My name's Jeremina. You can call me Mina. Absolutely nobody else gets to, but you get a special, privilege. This is Silkaz. This is Olin. This is Marty.
Hello.
EV-3 is somewhere a bit around here.
Right behind me.
EV3 is poking at a tree with its claw.
Are you okay, EV3?
Bzz, bzz.
It's still getting used to the new hand. Well, old hand. I couldn't put it back together.
But anyways, your name? What do you do around here?
I'm the maid, Stein.
I understand that you just started recently.
About 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Now, Scott, what were you doing around the time of the attack? So about 4 to 6:30.
Well, I had showed up a little early. I was off duty. I was just swing by early.
And that was about when?
I was 6-ish. I figured I would either make myself some breakfast in the kitchen or grab something if it had already been made.
Take your time, honey. Did you see any suspicious activity?
No, I was in the rear foyer, and then I made my way to the kitchen. There, I saw the butler, and so motion. He was putting the lady's meal on the dumbwaiter, and then I decided to go out back, just sort of enjoy the morning, the sunrise. The back of the house gets a good view here on the hill.
So you didn't hear any of the commotion that happened?
No.
Jermina's going to angle back at Olin and then she'll look forward and say, "When did you realize something was off? Was it
There
when
was
the flaming... Go on.
There was screaming from the front of the house.
Olin wants to start inciting.
Okay, sure.
God damn it, 9.
I gave you an inspiration.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Can I use it, Jason?
You certainly may. That's how inspiration works.
Use a different dice. That's better. That's a 19.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so she appears to be telling the truth. She's very distressed, but it does seem as though she's being fairly truthful with her recollection of events, and I will keep your insight check as the conversation moves forward,
Sweet.
unless I otherwise prompt.
Sounds good.
She'll nod, and then she'll look back at Olin.
He thumbs up saying she's fine.
She turns back. Okay. What are the... and I'm very sorry to have to ask you this. I can't imagine what you'd been through. Do you understand if the screaming was male, female? Do you know who was screaming?
She'll just say, "Think it was one of the guards."
Did he stay out the back the whole time?
She'll sort of shake her head and say, "Once I heard screaming and sort of looked through the door and saw the body at the front foyer door, I left. Fled."
You poor thing. Do you drink, baby?
Do I drink? Like, what do you mean?
Like, do you get whiskey at all? Anything of the sorts?
Socially with my friends.
I think this is a bit of a social engagement, but we'll keep it between us. And she'll take her other, like, her flask out, and she'll hold it out to her, like, kind of hiding it, and she'll say, "Go ahead and take a swig, baby. You're set on nerves. And the fact that you're raw dogging this...
Make a persuasion check.
Such a fucking weird way to use that word.
Jack must also be proud.
Just a weird context right now. Everything going on and you're just raw dogging it all the way through.
Raw dog in
Oh.
life.
That's
Raw
going to
dog
be a 10.
Ooh.
She looks at it and it's like, I don't know if it's social in that way. She'll just sort of put her hand up. It may be a very subtle rejection.
Alright, no worries. But if you're ever wanting some... okay. So... starting around 6-ish, you came early to make yourself some breakfast. And you were in the kitchen and you saw the butler, right?
Yeah.
And then you moved to the back to watch the sunrise.
Yeah.
And then you heard a screaming from the front of the house. You peeked inside. You saw a body and you left?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why'd you come back?
She'll point over at Okeb, this large minotaur who's sort of currently roaming over, and she'll say, "He came and found me."
That must have been after the other guard, Everest, went to go get the police.
Yeah, I'd imagine they found my address based off of who was employed here.
Any change, Jason?
Nope. Very sincere.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw Lady Van Thanfer?
She'll think and she'll say, probably on my last shift. So, 2 days ago? She was here at the house. Wandered around, milling about papers and political things. Wasn't anything I thought otherwise of. Fairly normal. Well, at least for as short of a tenure as I've had here.
In your time here, have you seen any remarkable guests? I understand that the council came by, but has there anybody that stood out to you in particular?
She'll sort of scrunch her face up. I mean, I haven't been here that long. There was that one large party, but no, I don't really think that this is the type of household that takes many guests outside of large political parties.
Did you see the kind of larger man, bald, middle-aged, kind of had small, beady eyes?
He's going to his notes.
That's a insight
Oh,
check I've ever received.
That's a tap.
I heard it.
Screenshot his eyes, enhance on his pupils. We can read the notes that way.
Enhance.
She'll sort of laugh, and she'll say, "I mean, you've just described every Neverwinter and Waterhavian noble ever come through this house. I mean, there hasn't been many in the past couple of days, but certainly all do look
Jermina's going to look at Silkez, and alright, it doesn't look like I've got any more questions.
And as she says that,
Okay, so as she says, there's not that many that come around.
Yeah, no. As she sort of delivers that line, you get the sense that she's obscuring something.
That she's half telling.
Yeah, essentially.
When Jeremina talks to says Silka's name, Owen's gonna cough.
She'll kind of turn her head. You good, baby?
Let me ask her a couple questions, and you check on
What
her.
language do we know together? Olin and I thought Errol and Jeremina had one.
No, just
you have
just
one
her
with
and
Marty.
Marty.
With...
Oh, okay. Olin's gonna speak in Elvish and go. She's not. She's half telling about the person.
She's telling a half truth about the people that come through here.
She'll turn to
That's an undercommon.
keeping her eyes on Silkez. She's going to pull him in so they're like this. And she's gonna say, "You good cop, I bad cop." Sounds good.
Oh,
I'll
this
go
is
in
gonna
hard.
get good.
Oh boy.
I can do that.
I got my snacks. We're good.
Germina will crack her neck, and she's going to reach forward, and she has, like, sharp, like, stiletto nails. And she'll put her hands on the woman's sleeves, and she'll say, I mean, you've been on the job for, what, 2 to 3 weeks? And suddenly you've got an eye for every Waterhadian, Baldurian noble? Come on. You don't got the wits for that.
She'll sort of shrug and say, "Well, I've done work like this for a number of years. Just a new position."
Well, the thing is, darling, that Telrin told us that there was someone in particular. A particular fellow that would come through, fitting that description about the middle-aged, heavier-set, bold, small eyes. He wasn't very specific on the outfit, but it seemed of note, which is why, if he knows, we have a feeling that you might have noticed as well.
And you did notice.
She'll sort of scrunch up and say, yeah. So someone with that description was in the house, yeah.
Are you trying to protect them?
I just want to keep my job, get paid, or have a good enough reputation on the other side of it to get a new job, given everything that's happened. I'm new.
Hey, baby, was he bothering you?
No. No, but I
Only
was
so-
told not to bother him.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
She'll retract her hand.
So,
Yeah.
you were told by the lady herself or by other servants?
By the lady.
When did you see him come around? This won't reach anybody outside this conversation.
And I can promise you that.
And she'll like scrunch her shoulders and say, it was like 2 times. I saw him 2 times, and they thought it notable to bring it up to me that we shouldn't mention it.
What days? Hours. Gotta give us meat, baby.
It wasn't around the time that this happened, if that's what you're asking.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
It was like a week ago. Week and a half ago. 3
Mhm.
days after I started.
And when did you start?
I think it was...
Come on, baby. You really want this job. You're gonna have to tell me something a little bit better than
I think the job is over, but it was about 2.5 weeks ago when I first got brought on board.
Did they tell you his name or anything like that?
Sorry about that. I was adjusting my headphones.
You're completely fine. Did they tell you his name? What he did? Anything like that?
Just
or-
to not mind his presence, that he wasn't a ghost. They specified that, and to just ignore him.
Okay.
As someone that's been up in Neverwinter a lot,
Sure.
and would any of this sound any kind of vaguely familiar to Marty?
What do you mean by that?
Like, given like what she's been saying of like kind of like suspicious kind of fellow, and like the description.
Roll a history check.
Oh boy. Let me see. Dice box. Oh boy. Not prepared to roll things today.
Were you aware of any sort of business that the lady was conducting?
No. Outside everything to do with the election, she seemed quite focused on that. What'd you roll, Sam?
19.
Yeah, so specific to... So, this was a role specific to the relationships...
Mm-hmm.
What, describe to me what you were shooting for.
I had specifically said, like, the sort of... the description of, like, don't talk to him, he's not a ghost, and, like, clearly someone that you don't want to mess with, and don't mention it to anyone.
Okay.
Plus, from Neverwinter, plus the description.
Sure. I would definitely say that it would be irregular for... It would be irregular for a member of the help to not know the names of people coming and going throughout the house.
Mm-hmm.
As well as, I don't believe that the description and the descriptions that have been flying around of this figure would match any historical figures that you were aware of.
Okay. It's really weird that they didn't mention his name. That's kind of to be expected. She'll say out loud.
Yeah, I mean, but it's also weird that they have to specify that he ain't a ghost. But that's, well, Silkas, we got any questions?
I only have one more, if you think you can handle it.
Sure, yes.
Well, actually, it's more 2 in 1. You are aware that the children, that Thurston was in the house, but Amric was not, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you aware of any other children that the lady might have had?
Well, there's Edmerton, died
Rest
a
his
couple
soul.
years ago, but other than that,
A couple years or months?
I don't know. I'm new. I give a lot of reverence to his name.
We've heard varying stories, but are you aware of any others?
No.
Do you know more? Well, he kind of looks like this, and she'll like motion out his description.
No. Though, given his height and dimensions, I might be interested in meeting him.
Really? Would you really?
It's making a joke, but maybe?
There would be a communication barrier.
That's every relationship ever with a man. This is a plus in her favor.
I'm back. Fucking
Mark
ass.
just had to go. Mark just had to fucking
Fucking
go.
rude. I love you, sis. Fucking savage.
It's up to her.
Yeah, we can arrange that. He's really nice, very strong, capable.
He has muscles. Sorry.
I mean, he saved our lives, actually.
That he did.
Do we nothing else?
That's all I had.
No.
I do want to
baby.
know if Tellerin does know his name.
Was there any
No.
gossip going around? I'm sure, being new, they would have tried to catch you up on all of it.
What kind of gossip?
Like about the people coming and going, about the any kind.
No, I mean, the biggest extent of the gossip around here is about Amric and his money lending business, and the fact that he feels a need to be distinct from family despite his mom being a duke. Right? It's good. It's kind of silly. He could be in a much better place than he is, but he decides to spend his time down at Avern, lending money to gamblers and stuff like that. Interesting.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect.
Can I incite that reaction?
Sure.
More like, does she have like more resentment, or is it more just stating the fact of like it's a normal resentment, or is it
Yeah,
just
sure. Roll insight.
18?
She seems almost just to be stating the facts. You kind of get the sense that she has had previous jobs working for other families in the Manor District, and she's just kind of stating the fact that she thinks that this is weird, and there's not much else to it other than that.
Okay,
Or
he'll leave that to himself.
Figure out the question, but well, answer, but yeah.
Thank you so much, baby. Now, here's my business card. You mentioned that you were kind of worried about not having this job anymore. I mean, I'm sure you've got a lot of experience under your belt, but
We are
Could shoot
looking
you
for
guys
someone
in there.
to run a stall in the wide.
Yeah. I got a little stall that's definitely gonna need a body to watch it. But here you go. Please reach out to me if you got any questions, comments, concerns, especially if you don't want to root through the flaming fist. And also, what's your address? What's the best way to reach you? What's your last name too?
Oh,
Call me, beep me if you want to beep me.
let me open.
Roll, call me, beep me.
My last name is Burning Brand.
One more time.
Burning Brand, spelled as you may assume.
Okay.
It's the capitalist.
And where
version.
can I reach you?
And I down at and she'll give you a address down in the docks district.
Okay. And how old are you, baby? Real quick.
I'm 23.
Okay, 23. What does she look like?
She's kind of a very unkempt looking. I mean, she has very frizzy hair. Or at
I was gonna
least-
say, is it like, is this a
Yeah.
Harry Potter musical Hermione or?
Yeah, it's very. I would say it's kind of similar. Like hair very frizzy, kind of lost, maybe presentable if she had had the time, but there was a burn. So
How? Yeah.
She needs
Okay,
some-
perfect.
she's
Some-
5'6",
Yeah.
if that's what you're asking.
Jermina's going to give her a very visible once over. Does she have any redeeming qualities?
Oh my god.
I mean, everyone has redeeming qualities, Fish. You tell me what her redeeming qualities are.
I
Throw
think
this to you.
I think she has very shapely lips.
Looking at this much, Jeremina.
Um,
Just as a once over.
Yeah, just as a once over. I think she has like strong shoulders. Um, I'm feeling pear shape, but I'm feeling the shapely lips as what's the real kicker. Um, Perfect. I'll reach out to Matlock. You know, we can maybe arrange a little something. Um, Thank you so much, Estelle. I wish you the best.
Thank you. I hope you figure out who did this, and I really hope that my involvement ends soon enough.
You and me both. Alright, baby. Go get yourself some help. And when she's
Oh.
out of earshot,
She departs.
Jeremina will look at the others. I got several things. 1, Olin, beautiful involvement. 2, Marty, good job. Great questions. 3, Silkaz, we got a good cup back up some more. That was fun. I don't get to be scared very often.
I was completely out of the loop for that one, but I did not realize how scary you can be, Jeremina. Well, that's
Oh,
fine.
yeah,
Intimidating.
baby. I'm fucking terrifying. Just wait. There's this trick I can do where I can roll my. So you know how my eyes are blank right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's. I got a different set.
What? Okay.
Tiefling things.
Hashtag.
Hashtag just tiefling things.
Jesus
I can do it.
Christ.
Horrifying. I don't know if you've ever noticed. I don't actually have a shadow.
What? Marty like immediately looks.
See?
No shadow.
Tiefling business. Mark of the beast. It's fun. So much fun.
Okay.
I used to babysit this little Asimar boy up in Luskin. Now that was funny, right? Because it comes out in Asimar. I mean, he looked like his dad a little bit. I say he looks like his mom. But anyways, people are like, Asimar. You know, dad's a fisherman. She's alone. You know. But no, I really know how that whole Asimar Tieflin business works. But anyways, the sweet boy didn't have anything weird going on, and that was the weird part. Just completely normal. I don't know if you've ever met like an Asimar. Sometimes they got markings, or sometimes they like float. They don't actually walk, or yeah.
Sometimes the limbs are just a bit too long until you blink.
Right. But anyways, lovely boy. I hear he's doing well for himself. I think he's got like a girlfriend or a wife or something. So
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
I love referencing other characters.
yeah, I mean, that's cool. I guess, I don't know, I'm a dwarf.
I mean, yeah. I'm a drow. Olin's elfish.
no,
Elfish.
he's like an elf. Like
Owen's just nodding his head.
you're
For it. And he does know Elvish.
Oh, that is
It's
true.
just like the only other language he knows aside from whatever the other one in common.
I mean, he's just like a goth elf. I'm pretty sure he just like looks like that.
Maybe like a high elf? You can get like goth.
He's a bit too pallid. Got too much grey undertones for being a high
Yeah.
elf.
Yeah.
In any case, are we done with our questions?
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Oh, wait, I wanted to ask.
I don't want to talk to Teleron.
But then I can ask him whether or not he knows the name. Because I want to know if he doesn't.
Okay.
I will do it one-on-one.
I kind of want to go look at one of the bodies. Well, I don't want.
Yeah, we'll get to pouring over the. Yeah, go talk, but bring Olin with you. Me and Marty are gonna go do girl stuff.
Marty's like,
Just girly things, checking out dead bodies together.
Just
Yeah.
girl things.
Which
just
reminds
that
me,
was like a Vax impression, Mark.
I do got a question for you, Marty. But that's after. Go talk to Tilleron.
I'm going.
No,
Oh, then come on.
walk faster.
Let's go.
Okay. And he'll go.
You're muted.
You muted.
I love his like little like muted face he makes. Like whenever like yeah, that one exactly me.
He does the white guy smile.
Indeed. Okay, who's doing what?
Olin and I are going to ask Tellerin about the new dude. Actually, we should call him the guy. He's the guy now.
Oh god.
Getting very confusing.
So we have the dude and we have the guy.
Soon we'll have.
We're gonna go ask Tellerin about the guy, and then Marty and Jeremina are just gonna go look at like bodies together. You know?
Okay,
Or maybe it's a conversation. I'm not sure.
who would like to start?
Mine's gonna be really quick.
Okay. Alright. So you approach Tellerin, who is continued to be quarantined by the Flaming Fist and the foot soldiers following the orders of either Okeb or Captain Zodge. And you walk up to him and he seems amicable to your presence. And
Tellerin,
yes.
do you mind if we speak Elvish? Do you know Elvish?
And of course I know the Elvish.
This
Why
is
is
gonna
this
end.
guy a Viking bro for Ellie?
I bet his ears are big too, man.
Silkes will just like blink. He's gonna look back at Olin. So, there's something that I did want to ask you.
And of course.
Fucking god.
You know the guy that came through, the one you said, the bald one?
Course. The round top one.
Jason's brain is fucking frying, just trying to fail.
He's doing his strike so hard.
Bro, you are trying so hard to fail and it's hurting your skull. I can see
Yeah.
it.
Oh,
Thank you.
I can, instead of the gears turning, I can see you forcibly making the gears, like,
Hard.
Stop. Yeah.
Hard. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's good. It's just
I-
fucking hilarious.
It seems like he might have been a person of interest, and so we were wondering if you happen to know his name. Or if he had a title, that would work.
Of names I do not know the import of the man.
Oh, so did Lady Van Themper also tell you not to interact with him?
Am I one not to interact with the man? I do not see man otherwise.
Okay, no offense to you, darling, but I think it would be better if we communicated in common.
My brain was actually fucking hurting. Oh my god. That actually gave me a headache.
Right, I was...
Jason, I love
My
you.
apologies. That was great. That was delightful.
An Oscar for
Oh, that
Jason.
gave me a
I do not
headache.
regret giving you that inspo earlier.
That was so good.
Oh my god.
Inspiration for
that gave me
Jason.
a fucking headache.
Mhm.
Okay, we're good. Go
So,
ahead.
well, you were told by Lady Van Thampa not to talk to the man, correct?
It was more implied.
It was more implied. Okay. And you didn't get his name, you didn't get a title, you just saw him coming in and out of the manor.
I wouldn't say out. I saw him in the manor.
But you never saw him leave?
No. Just inside.
Interesting. That was it. Astai had told us that she was told not to talk to him. And also that he wasn't a ghost, which seems like a very interesting specification.
I saw him move a candelabra. Would for that he isn't a ghost because he was corporeal when doing physical.
Okay.
Moving a candle.
Then I guess this leads into my next question, and was he a part of any particular business that the lady was doing?
I wouldn't know.
Insight check.
I was about to call that out too.
Go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, 10.
Alright, let me go. Okay, baby.
I might have to read over.
Oh, A! That is a nice little modifier I have there.
Sweet.
13.
That's better.
Yeah, he seems to be forthcoming.
Alright. That's very interesting. Thank you for your spare time, Tellerin.
He'll switch back to Elvish. Not a problem. And it could be.
Mm-hmm. You have a lovely day. And Silkus is going to back up slowly, and he's gonna, like, grab Olin's arm and drag him to wherever the other two are. And he's gonna be like, oh my god, did you hear oh my god.
I have headache.
It was absolutely just... I can't believe...
I
How
honestly
are you
was
gonna
afraid he had a stroke.
Like... How are you gonna say that you're an Elven supremacist, and yet you can't even speak the damn language? Like, what the fuck?
Are you sure he just wasn't a person that was excited to have like an eighth of Elvish in him, and that was it?
Well, then that makes it more fetishy, which is... I don't want to go into that either, so...
I'm just saying, it could just be a dude that got excited he had slightly more pointy ears.
That's fair.
I think Marty and Jeremina are standing by the window Olin was at, like kind of peeking their heads in, like looking at that. And while they're gone, so Marty, I got a question.
Sure, what's up?
So a while ago, you said that you were She pulls out her notepad. Give me 1 second. You said that you were, you said, sorry, just,
While Jeremy is doing this, the arrow in the body, does it look like it was made in Baldur's Gate? Does it look like a Baldur's Gate style arrow? Like, if she would know much about casters and stuff.
You can make a check utilizing either history check or your proficiency with woodcarver's tools.
I do not have a proficiency in wood wood carver's tool, so I'll go with history.
You're a lesbian, right?
Yeah, 14.
14. The
Jesus.
the make of the arrow is not necessarily clear, and part of the problem with identifying it is the fact that the fletchings are directly up against the skin. So this like it was buried in this dude. So really you can't analyze the shaft or the tip. It's really just the fleshings, and I don't.
Yeah.
You can't call it.
We'll have to take a better look at that. Maybe that'll help.
What kind of lesbian are you? Are you a good one?
Oh, God. Huh?
What is going on? Never
Are you
mind.
good at being a lesbian?
Uh,
What kind? Like, I know that lesbians come in like flavors, like different breeds, different types.
I
Are you femme, butch? Do you like not want to like label yourself like that?
It's a little bit like sort of there's a whole thing about like trying to like define oneself, and like it sort of like makes it really like kind of limits what you can. It makes people feel like they can judge you and like limit you on like what you do. So like the fact that I'm like make things and like work with like gears and stuff and like can do like blacksmithing and like would probably put me as a butch in some people's eyes, but like the fact that like I tend to wear dresses and like work frilly things tends to make some people make me feel more femme, and you know people can argue about it about all sorts of things. So really it's not really about any of that, but I am a fan. I am a fan.
Okay, yeah, 'cause, I mean, when I talked to one, I mean, we didn't date, but I say it. When I talked to one of my, my ex-girlfriends, she was like, well, it's more about, like, like butches like to hold the door opens and all that. And yeah, you get the sensation of someone that doesn't like to open doors. I mean, he made EV-3. That seems very fam. Hey, Silkes! Silkes, are you gay?
But okay. You're muted.
Baby, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sorry. Baby, are you gay?
What?
I don't
Are
know
you
what
gay?
she's doing.
I'm not even a man.
That makes sense.
I don't know what she's doing. She just has
Are
me
you a
have-
woman?
No.
Oh God.
What are you?
A bitch.
Can I be a bitch too?
Can I get an amen? Sorry. So sorry.
Jeremina, you can be whatever you want to be.
But I want to be a bitch.
Well, then go ahead.
Alright.
I
I was just curious.
Bitch.
Have you only been with men?
What?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think I'm attractive? Are you attracted to me, Silkaz?
I think you're attractive, but I'm not attracted to you.
What? I'm sorry, I did not hear the second part. I was celebrating the first part. What?
I think you're attractive, but I'm not attracted to you.
Oh. Yeah, I can work with that. That's fine.
Oh, good, she didn't hear me.
I was just curious, I get to thinking. I just wanted something light to interrogate you guys about.
Are you going to ask Olin too?
She's already asked Olin.
Really? When?
A while ago, when I asked you if you like, when you told me that Jilla liked,
right.
and besides, Olin's like, I mean, he's kind of like new to the world and all that, and it's a little weird to ask about that.
Yeah, good point.
Dead ass, I was waiting for you to comment towards Ola because he would have just walked away.
Also, I think he's panned.
I can see that.
I can't even talk right now.
Wow, this motherfucker is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
do
bit
you
dead.
wanna, like, go inside and like check on the place?
Wait, what have they done with Thurston's body?
Oh yeah, well, it's up in the upper balcony. We probably
Well-
want to go look at that first, honestly, before it gets all
Yeah,
groggy.
we should go. I
Yeah. We get to peek through the house. I'm so excited to take this place room by agonizing room. I want to know all of the dirty bits. I'm checking under the mattresses. I know these people got some fucked up stuff going on. Come on, cultists. Like their
I
kids
wonder if
dead.
there's like a secret passage or anything like that.
Right? Secret passages? Come on, she's gotta have like 80 of them. But seriously, an older son dying in a tragic accident 4 or 5 months ago. Thurston, who was sickly, dying. Then Van Thamper goes missing. And Amric wants nothing to do with them.
A lot of drama happening here.
Oh yeah, and nobody knows who Mortlock is, but Mortlock knows who they are. That's his mama.
Yeah.
She gave him a stone heart, and he had kept him locked in the proverbial basement for his entire
Also,
life.
what does our Mortlock look like? Do you have a written description of Mortlock, Silky?
He's got like a scarred face.
Okay.
He's built, muscular, capable, as you said. Because of the scar, he's picture fantasy William Wilson, if you will.
Who?
Fantasy Wade Wilson.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, I know who that is. Alright.
Very famous
Sorry, I
adventurer.
started fantasizing. I apologize.
I was very, let's go check on Thurston.
Every now and
You
then.
talk
And
about
then-
Ryan Reynolds, there ain't nothing I'm doing but thinking about him.
And next, I'm so excited to take this house inch by inch. I want no thing uncovered. I am checking under rugs. I'm going to go through every single one of them pots and plates.
Pods.
Oh, how'd the talk with the butler go?
His Elvish was
Did they?
High school level?
Jeremina.
Yeah,
He's going to place his hand on Jeremina's shoulder. If you ever had any doubts about your communication skills in Uncommon, I want you to know that you are godlike compared to this man.
Oh, stop it. You're buttering me up.
Absolutely not. You sound formal, yes, but at least you can communicate your thoughts and feelings.
Mm.
I can
I
ask
don't,
you what your
honestly,
name
I
is.
just think that's Elvish. Like I don't know anybody who's Elvish that like communicates their feelings. Olin.
No, it's. Do you know the concept of pig Latin?
No.
Oh my fucking god, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Close enough.
Was he
let me-
speaking in code?
No, let me think about one sentence that he said. The easiest way I can put it is a problem. No, it is not. It might be.
Yeah,
Oh, sounds like he took Elvish literally, but hasn't put the words quite together.
yeah, that sounds like me in high school. I was so bad at Elvish.
You took Elvish in school?
Yeah, I mean, dull.
Taking over the world.
It's the equivalent of taking French.
Yeah, classic.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I didn't go to school, so I was.
Here's hell school.
I got that. Thank you,
It's a
Mark.
terrible joke.
That was cool. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's walk through the
Oh,
house.
very
Walk
good.
and talk.
Yes, let's get up to the balcony.
I will say, can we just make the last thing we do checking out Thurston?
We could also maybe just cut it here.
Yeah, so I will actually cut it with you guys pushing open the door. Because as you walk up underneath that large portico, supported by those 3 large stone beams, you push the door open, and there is some resistance. And that is because there is a literal body strewn across that door.
Oh my god.
So you kind of push it open, and you're like, oh, geez, I'm so sorry, sir. Because there is a waterfall of bodies
Oh god.
down the stairs.
She fucking went ham.
And you have entered into the home, the manor, and next to you on the left is a number of dead bodies, and you stand in the grand foyer of the Van Thamper Manor. And that is where we will leave it, and you all will engage in the actual physical investigation of the Van Thamper Manor next time.
I'm
on
so
Dragon Ball
excited
Z.
to play fucking Clue D&D.
Right?
Yeah.
I want my fucking card, and I'm Professor Plum. Anyways, thank you all for stopping by. Appreciate the brand new follows and everybody who's come and hung out with us. We're gonna be
Thank
here
you so much for your chair opinions.
in the chair.
They meant a
Yes,
lot.
yes. Please,
Soft chair.
please, grand chair sponsorship.
Yeah.
Look at me right now.
That'd be nice.
Get that like moon pillow or whatever it's called.
Make sure
For
you-
just 50 bits a day,
Oh,
you
God.
too can get Jason a chair.
Make sure you guys follow the Discord, exclamation point Discord in the chat, and see you guys next week. Have a good one.